Hi guys, I'm going to talk about One Book July today. As some of you who followed my channel for a while will know, I quite enjoy this process because it makes you think about what goes into your planner and what you essentially need, and you kind of strip it back and then build it back up again. I'm doing it a little bit differently this year, and I'm actually really excited about what I'm doing, which is always a good start. I'm going to do 3 of the One Book July challenges. I'm going to be doing one book, one project, one book, 1 month, and this year's, which is to do with the bullet journal method. So, just for a little bit of backstory, I've done this will be the 3rd year I've done this. And normally it is a real challenge because while in the States, most teachers are on summer break. Over here, this is like super busy, crazy time with end of year data, assessments, report writing, transition, meeting new classes, handing over to new teachers. It's just bananas. But as I'm not at work, I've actually got some time to do this and really focus on it, which is why my project is really exciting me. So, let's have a quick discussion about what I'm actually doing. So first things first, I'm going to show you my one book, which has been heavily doctored. Probably going to get some glare on the cover from my light. There we go, that's lovely, isn't it? It's really going to annoy me, so I'm going to have to put a post-it on it for the moment. There we go. Right, this started life as the Happy Planner Wellness Planner. And if you've not seen Stephanie Fleming's flip through videos, I think they're called Plan and Shares, on the Happy Planner channel, and are interested in wellness, I really think you should go and check them out because she shares her whole planner for a whole year and everything that goes into it, and it's just really inspiring and enjoyable to see real life planners from people who own planners companies, so that's good. Anyway, so that's how this started off. It did come with plastic purple discs, which weren't quite the right purple, I thought. They kind of didn't quite go with this, and I had put on my heavy duty black covers, but the thick covers, I think they're called deluxe covers, I can't remember. It actually means that you can put less on the discs than you can normally. So I've put my metal discs on this because they just run a bit nicer. So this has got some elements of the wellness planner and some other bits in it. It's well and truly franken planned. So the wellness is my project. I am my project for July. So that'd be exciting. And then because of the wonders of Happy Planner, and you can add things and take things out with the discband system, in the back I also have a planner. So everything's in one book. And then there's also the bullet journal method. Now, I am going to reread this during July. I have divided the book up and set myself targets for what I'm going to read each week, just to kind of refresh everything in my head. But I'm feeling pretty happy about the way I bullet journal at the moment. I don't share it as often. I do share some weekly spreads that I create, and those are purely part of the absorbing activity idea, where you're doing something that engages your brain so fully in that task that it stops worrying and churning and all those horrible things. So I have tended to do stickered, beautiful weekly spreads occasionally and most of the time, and I like colour on my monthly spread, so I actually go and look at them. But my dailies are what I would say truer to this. The thing I have discovered, having bullet journaled for 3 years now, is that I need to be able to see my week and my day side by side, which is why I tend to have a bullet journal and a planner, so I'm not flicking back and forth. And that's why the Hobonichi Cousin didn't work for me as a bullet journal, because flicking back and forth, I was just like, I can't deal with this. So yeah, I'm going to reread this. I've just finished bullet journal number 20 and actually got 3 whole months out of it, which is pretty impressive. And it it honestly feels like the most effective and well used bullet journal I've had so far. So that's kind of what we're doing. I'm going to show you what I've done inside of my planner. Now, a lot of this is quite personal. A lot of this has come out of things I've done with medical professionals and therapists. Taken inspiration from other people online, just searching for wellness planner ideas and what I want out of my project, basically. There's also some stuff from the Ellie Signs event on self-care in here as well, because I really liked the stuff that we did and thought it would fit well in here. So this is the cover page. This is my project front and centre, so that when I open my planner, that's the first thing I look at. I love the outlines of all the plants in this, and I have coloured some in, and I'll probably colour more in as I go, because that's an absorbing activity and I quite enjoy that process. So then I've covered the calendar page with some dot grid paper, so that I don't need the calendar in my wellness planner. That's in my actual planner at the back. So yeah, things will end up there. This will end up getting used a bit better. It's just some journaling cards at the moment, but I think this might become like a vision board or something, so that I can move it around. It's just one of the card pockets from Happy Planner. This is a piece of scrapbook paper, that's better, from Illustrated Faith, and this is why she blooms. Blooming is good, and I like flowers, and I just thought it was nice to have something in here that I can stick things on, and yeah, it's in there for no other reason than that. And then on the back I've stuck part of a colouring page so that I can colour as I go, so I've got those absorbing activities incorporated into this throughout. Then we get to this bit here. So this first section is sort of spreads, reminders, notes to do with well-being and my mental health. Some of them are a work in progress, some of them I've started, some of them are loosely penciled in. We'll see how it goes. So the first bit, which I've clipped together because I don't really want to share all of this, one of the workshops we did at the Ellie Signs event was from Anna Brim, Mrs. Brimbles, on the jar of my life and using jars in different ways. And I really liked the idea, but I don't want an actual jar. I want it in here. So I'm kind of working on this slowly. So essentially, within the jar, you have your rocks, which are the important things in your life. Then you have your pebbles, which are the other bits, the good bits, and then the sand fills in all the gaps. So it's about having a full jar, but making sure your rocks are front and centre. Another priority. They have to go in first. Otherwise, you're missing something from your life, which is quite relevant to a lot of things I've been doing in therapy at the moment. So that's sort of all clipped together. And then what I'm going to do is one of the suggestions, which I have penciled in, I've written in here, is about having your 5 pebbles, which are your priorities, writing what the priority is and then adding a little bit more about it. So I've created this with post-its so that I can change as I want to, and they are doubled up, so I can write my priority on the top and then underneath write something else. So that's what I'm going to work on, and I've just got some notes on it here as a reminder. And then the other idea with the jars was to have your me jar, which I quite liked. So this was some vellum that Anna gave in the kit with her workshop, and it's got all sorts of things, words on there. I like the effect, and I'm going to add bits to this. This can be like my self-care menu. So things that I can go to if I need a little bit of me time. So that isn't necessarily pretty bubble baths and all that kind of thing, as lots of people think it is. It might be actually going and lying on the grass in the garden for 10 minutes because it's sunny outside and I like the feeling of grass. Who knows? So that's going to build up on there and then continue on to here, where I've got a bit of focus on me. I've got this picture because this sums up a lot of things that I like. This is me lighting a fire with young children, because guiding, education, forest school, being outside, that's me. So that to me is a good picture. Plus I like the way it looks like I'm just magically pulling the fire up. And then I'm going to have sort of reminders and definitions and things on there. So I've put in about what self-care is. I'm going to add some stuff about self-compassion as well. Then this is my level 10 life, level 10 goals spread. One of the things that I have really struggled with out of the sessions I've been doing is we've been talking about values, and if you're not living your life in accordance with your values, then that can hinder your recovery and your mental health. And I've really struggled with what my values are. I'm working on it, and this is kind of something I'm going to do to help with that process, which I quite liked. And then I have started doing bits here to do with my values. So again, another colouring page. I've done loads of colouring, like hours and hours and hours. And this is going to become like a scrapbook type spread of the things that are important to me and my life. So at the moment, health is really important. My husband, I've got some stuff under here written about our relationship and things like that, so that's why I've covered it up. My friends from Sago, these are crazy bunch of people who are just amazing. They're my university friends, except most of them didn't go to my university, which is really hard to explain to people. So that's actually taken at my 30th, which is one of the rare occasions where we had nearly everybody together, which doesn't happen very often. Being outdoors, I said, you know, fresh air, sound, feeling of grass under my feet. I love that feeling at this time of year. Nice open space. And then there'll be other things on here as well that I'm working on, which will come from my level 10 life. So yeah, we're getting there. This is all really scary sharing this. I don't know why. Then this is a mad spread. So this colouring page is double-sided, taken from a book. That's actually got some really nice thick quality paper in it, so I was like, oh, that'd be cool, I can put that in. So like I was saying, absorbing activities, things that I enjoy doing. I just wanted to create a space where I could just go, right, that's what they are. Absorbing activities, things that I do where I'm so focused on them at that moment in time, everything else just disappears. And while these are probably things that may end up on my self-care menu as well, your self-care menu still sometimes doesn't necessarily absorb you as fully as you might do. So that's a work in progress. Crazy things. And then this is going to be like a check-in spread. So we had our final session last week on the block that I was doing with the group therapy. And one thing we were talking about was creating a list of what will keep me well. And I made some notes in the session in my bullet journal, which is where I've got a page number penciled in there. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to create a list. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that, but that's going to be my spread focus for that. And that's just the back of the colouring page. This page is actually taken from the journaling happy notes. I've just kind of used whatever paper I've got lying around, really, hence why that's on the back. Then here I have a list of spreads I want to create for me to refer to. So actually I can tick that one off. I've got a pen to hand. I've started that. Some of these I've done, some of them I need to add in. I'm kind of working through them, so this is where the project comes in, because then I want to have one place where I can refer to everything and keep going back to and going, okay, what's that? Okay, remind myself of that. So a lot of these are penciled in at the moment. One I will share is self-monitoring. I did this last night because I want this ready to go for journaling. So the group therapy sessions I've done were something called behavioural activation, which is about kind of changing the depression loop. And one of the first things we did was self-monitoring, which is about being able to spot the good things and the bad things and when things change and how we're feeling about them. And this is probably one of the easiest things I've been able to do out of all our home therapists, to be honest. But it does give you a really good insight into what's going on. And I've reviewed how I want to journal and things, and so I thought at the end of each day doing one good thing, one good bad thing like this would be really, really helpful. And then all that leads into traps, so when we get into situations and then we avoid them completely. So this will develop and grow and be added to. It's kind of like my reference section really, plus a little bit of creativity. Then we have another tab and divider, and this is just pages for journaling, notes, whatever, separately. So that's that. Then we get to the actual planner bit. So this is the start of my July setup in my wellness planner. You can see I've got my bullet journal reading list in there as well, because this is probably where I refer to more often a lot of the time. And this dashboard about what we're focusing on. So yeah, bullet journal method there. Then this is self-esteem journal prompts. So on Instagram, I followed Journey to Wellness, and she does amazing images and reminders of all sorts of things to do with well-being and mental health. And she did this a while ago about having prompts for each day of the week to journal if you're struggling. So I decided to do a little half sheet reminder on that. And we get to the monthly spread. You can see I've coloured in these bits at the top. If I flip to August, they were just blue lines. I've coloured them in. So my monthly calendar is going to become a little bit of a whole month habit tracker using icons. I love icons at the moment. I've got a big thing about them, icon stickers, all sorts. And then I'm just going to add them to the days I actually do them, so I can see where things are. And if I can see one day I didn't get much done, like here for example, I can go, okay, well why not, and then start building up those patterns a bit more. I want to keep an eye on patterns and things moving forward, so that's where we're going. This little journal card here we did at the event as well, the Early Better Signs event, and I just really liked it, and I like the colours that I managed to create. I'm really proud of that. So there we go. And then we got into my first week. So the first week I have set up using, let's take this out, stickers from Early Better Signs UK, all rainbow functional items from her shop. I'm just going to talk you through it, my setup, and then I've actually done this week's on some spare inserts that I found somewhere. So hydration, obviously I want to be drinking more water. This is for my list of meals. My sleep, so one of the things I've struggled with is a sleep pattern, and I've got an app on my phone that's working really well, so I just stick it under my pillow when I go to sleep. It tracks my sleep and just give me a report at the end of the day. But I'm just trying to get a regular pattern of sleep as much as possible, so I'm just recording that there. If I do any exercise or what exercise I do. These are actually the Apple event labels with trainers on top, because I had loads of Apple event labels having not been at work, and loads of trainer icons for some reason. I don't know why. I think I must have doubled up on an order somewhere. So yeah, if I do it, I'll record what I do. If I don't, I'll just put a line through it. This is for my self-care activity. So what I've done for me that gave me that sense of me time and focusing on myself. I'm going to include medical appointments in this as well, because that's, I feel, is an important part of where I am. And if I have a bit of a funny day, quite often it's because I've had a 2-hour group therapy session. So seeing that link helps. And then these are the gratitude prompts from Early Better Signs Gratitude Challenge, just included in here in those stickers. And then the Today's Win stickers came from the Little Book of Sticker Rating, which was given to us at the event. And I believe Rachel may be releasing them as a whole sheet of headers, or at least I hope she is. And that's when I'm going to record a positive of the day. So that's the setup. Now, I actually have started doing this. And this is where, again, it's scary sharing this information, but I want to do it and hopefully give some inspiration for the people. So, again, hydration, meals. One of the things I need to be doing is eating 3 meals a day. As you can see, Tuesday was horrendous for eating properly. It was suddenly like 3 o'clock. I hadn't eaten properly. But I did much better yesterday. So that's one of the reasons that I'm doing this. This section here I had put in for sleep, but then I'd already put down my sleep trackers. So what I'm doing is there's an app on my phone called Digital Wellbeing, and it gives you an indication of how much time you spent on your phone and then which app you spent the most time on. And I thought it'd be interesting to track that for a little while and just see what was going on. So I made use of those stickers. This is just, again, what I've done for me during the day that's focusing on me. Sleep to record my sleep pattern. As you see, it's not bad, 7.5-ish hours. I'm starting to get there and I just want to see it keep going, really. What I may end up doing is colouring in the box as well to indicate how good the sleep was. So it gives you like lots of deep sleep or not a lot of sleep. So there was one night last week where I was basically unconscious for the whole night. It was just like deep sleep solidly almost. There was another one where there was no deep sleep at all. So I'm actually on a deep sleep deficit according to my app. So I may do something like that. These boxes are for the gratitude, which I did start including. I don't know whether I'll do that or not. Just some notes here. The triangle I've started including in my bullet journal is like a health note. So like having a bit of an upset stomach. It could have been to do with medication, but equally I had a lot of like high sugar days, so lots of refined sugar, which may have had an impact, I don't know. Then having the highlight of the day, that positive, and then just like another like overall health note, and tracking my meds. So that's how I'm going to use this planner bit for my well-being tracking, really. And although this looks like a lot, it actually doesn't take that long to fill in. It's like a quick process. And one of the things, let me think, Natalie was saying her talk at the Obeth Science event was about having a limited space of journaling, because otherwise you can just kind of brain fart everything out and it isn't necessarily good things. It isn't necessarily the important things, which is the bigger thing. And I think this is one of the things, like, this is journaling. It's a tiny little amount of journaling. I could add a journal card in if I wanted to. And with my passion planner, I really enjoy journaling in that. But it is just real, like, rapid logging points of what's happened during the day. So that's something that I kind of want to keep up and look forward to. And, you know, we don't always have good days, and that's okay. But sometimes there's a reason for it. So there we go, that's that. Then you can probably see I've gone July, August, which is the wellness insert, that's it. And then I've got another July, which is the Taken from the Faith Warrior planner. And all I've done at the moment on this is I've just written my script writing prompts at the top. I'm probably going to do some form of gratitude, and then, yeah, it's just so I can have everything in here and keeping that scripture writing, because that's something I want to do that's kind of peaceful, calm, absorbing. So this whole front section is all about my wellness and building that up. So it's got loads of different absorbing activities in there, notes, things to refer to, reminders, prompts, positiveness, all of that. So that's my project in the first half. Then we get to the planner. Just got a stencil in there as a bookmark. This is the dashboard planner. So I've just got the calendar there. I really like this page. This is one of the biggest things that drew me to it, because it is just a notes page for the month. There isn't anything else on it, which I quite liked. This is a half sheet that I've just done for recurring activities throughout the week, so that I know what they are. And then on the back of it, this is just part of a colouring page. As I said, I've done loads of colouring because it just sucks you in and stops you dwelling on everything. But I don't just like having it sitting in a book. I want to use them, so I incorporated them into my bullet journal, into my planner, into all sorts of things. So that's that. This is for the Elizabeth Science group and Instagram. This month we're all sharing a photo as the prompt. So those are my prompts, and I'm just going to go through and plan out what my photos are. Mad calendar. So this is where everything is. This is the plans. Old sticker kit from Early Birthday Signs UK, just for a bit of colour at the top. I mean, they are designed for Erin Condren. You've seen me using the Passion Planner. They do work in a Happy Planner as well. I've got the gratitude prompt, my scripture writing, and then icons for everything else. So bins and recycling icons, blog, events, appointments, things like that, videos, house related things. The stars are where it's my prompts. These are for my weekly check-in, so it's just a calendar with everything, just so I can have an overview of the month, and then I could put this side by side with like my other one and just be like, well, yeah, that's where that happened, things like that. And then we get into the week. So what I have done is I've got a couple of notes pages for sort of like bullet journal lists. I do have some half sheet dot grid paper on the way that I can insert, which I think will work better. But for now I've just got it in there because then I can have my bullet journal task list next to my weekly view. That's the words I wanted. I've also got appointment letter just punched and popped in so I know where it is. And then this is that dashboard layout, which as a simple overview for the week, is really good. So I've now registered with a supply agency, and I'm hoping that I might be able to get a few days work before the summer. So this is just a nice overview. There's not too much going on in it, and I can just have this out with me when I'm working. So I've done my overall task for the week. It did say errands, but these are just things to think about during the week. I've got a little cleaning space, my meal plan, focus for the week. This I'm going to record my gratitude, so I've got all the prompts there as well because, yeah, why not? Well, actually no, probably won't. I'll probably use this more like my passion planner where it's just like a good thing from the day. My husband's off work next week, which will be exciting. And then, yeah, just little reminders and icons. So I've gone through and set up the whole month pretty much in the same way. Icons all the way through, just to give it a little bit of colour, but not too much. A few reminders, but it's a really simple overview, which should work quite well. And then I just like this bookmark, dashboard, whatever you want to call it, as a reminder. And then what I'll probably end up doing is having my half sheets under this for the day so that I can record that. So that's not too long a video actually. I was expecting to take longer than that. Oh, I've just, bear with me, I'm going to have to put these back now. That's got plastic on it that I need to take off. There we go. So that is my plan for One Book July, and to see how it goes, because the nice thing about Happy Planner is you can take bits in, you can put them out, it's movable, so I can easily rip something out and then put it back in again if I want to have like two things open from different sections, whatever. So yeah, that's that. I will try and leave, if I can, links to where I got the different things that I've used within this. Obviously, if it's from the workshops at the annual event, then I won't be able to link them, but the planners, the other bits, the stickers, I will try and leave links to all those below. I'm going to try and do a weekly update video as well, like I have done the last couple of years, on how things are going, and share pictures on Instagram as always. So yeah, all my social media links will be in the description with a list of what's going on. If you're doing One Book July, whatever version, it'd be great to hear what you're up to. And as I said, the only caveat is that I want a whole year in this planner, so it will get used in some form of journaling, memory keeping type way, and I have already set up my monthly spread for the Early Birthday Science Gratitude Challenge. So yeah, this won't be going anywhere, this will just stay at home and be memory keeping for the month. So I've got the whole year, this is everything else. So there we go, I will leave it there for now, guys. I may come back with a passion planner video, plan with me as well. I may just leave it each week as it comes, and we'll just see where we are. But in the meantime, guys, happy planning.